Hello students, this is Mr. Lee back with another math video. Today we are going to be matching fractions to a picture. Okay, so the directions up here at the top. Okay, what fraction of each shape is colored? Circle the correct answer. So these are all of your answers over on this side. Okay, so we're going to look at this. First we're going to look at this picture. Okay, then we are going to look to see what the correct answer is. Okay, so remember that when we're doing fractions, okay, this whole circle, or this circle is one whole. Okay, so all of these little pieces in here make up the whole circle. Okay, the number that we count in here, so let's start counting. We'll start up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 6 parts out of the whole. Okay, that goes in the denominator. Okay, so if we look over here, okay, which fraction of each shape is colored? Okay, it's kind of hard to tell, but this one is colored. Okay, so we have 1 part colored out of the whole 6 pieces. So if we come over here, we automatically know that this one's not. Okay, because it has a 4 in the denominator, and we counted 6 as a whole. We know this one's not, because again, we counted 6 in the whole. This one has too many shaded parts. We only had 1 shaded part, so the answer is 1/6. We had 1 colored out of the entire 6. Okay, all right, let's move on to number 2 here. Okay, so first and foremost, let's count the number of little triangles that we have in this shape. We have 1, 2, 3. Now it's kind of hard to see, but there's a line there. 4, 5. I'm going to do my best to recreate this line so it's a little bit easier to see. Okay, just like that. Okay, so we have 5 total parts. Okay, now let's do some, let's cross off the ones in our answers that we know that it's not. So we counted 5 parts of the whole. Okay, remember that goes in the denominator. Okay, the denominator is the bottom number. Okay, so we can cross off this one. We know it's not 1/2. We can cross off 2/8. Okay, now we're left with 2/5 right here and 1/5 right here. Okay, now we have to go back to the picture. We have to look at how many are shaded in. We have 1, 2 that are shaded in. That goes in the numerator. Okay, so if we look over here, our numerator is our top number. Okay, so we have 2 and 1. We know that we counted 2, or that we counted in 2 shaded pieces, so we're going to circle 2/5. Okay, let's move on to number 3 here. Okay, now let's count our parts of the whole. 1, 2, 3, oops, I'll count 2, 3, 4. Okay, remember that's our denominator. That's our how many parts are in the whole. Okay, now let's count it in the let's count, if I could talk, the shaded ones. 1, 2, 3. That goes in our numerator. Okay, we have 3/4. We come over to our answers here and we look for the same fraction, 3/4. Okay, let's go down to number 4 here. Okay, now we have how many parts in our whole? We have 1, 2. So we're going to put 2 in the denominator. Now we need to count the amount of shaded ones, and in this case we only have this triangle right here that's shaded in, so 1. Okay, so we have 1/2 of our triangle shaded in. We go over to our answers and we find the fraction that we just wrote, which is 1/2. Okay, all right, we have 2 more to go. You guys have been doing awesome. All right, number 5. Okay, so it's a circle again. Okay, so it's shaded in 1, 2, or I'm sorry, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts out of our whole, so that goes in the denominator. Okay, and we need to figure out how many are shaded in. We have 1 that's shaded in, 2 that's shaded in, that are shaded in. Okay, so our fraction is 2/4. Our fraction right here, 2/4. as you can see, half of that circle is shaded in. 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2. Okay, now this one's a little bit trickier, but I know you guys can do it. Okay, so let's count in the amount of parts that we have in our whole, the total number of little squares that we see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, this is a big one. 8 goes in our denominator. Now we need to count the ones that are shaded in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are shaded in. So our fraction is 4/8, or 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2. So we're going to go over here, circle our 4/8. Okay? All right, thank you for following along with me. Stay tuned for more fraction videos.